Thank you for joining me. I'm Scott Ryan. Vote for Romney. He's a pathological liar, but he's better than Obama. Very inspiring, isn't it? It's easy to condense it into bumper sticker form. It's pretty sad that this race is essentially ended. We have lost before it's even begun. It is very much like what I described in a recent blog about how 2008, it was as though there were blinders on millions of people. They were unable to see the obvious. They were unable to look at Barack Obama, this person about whom they knew nothing other than he had a charming personality and a sonorous voice. They could look at the raving lunatic who was his pastor for 20 years. That in itself, after seeing what a despicable, vile, Hitler-esque individual this so-called pastor was, the fact that he could sit there for 20 years with his family should have been enough right there to show Americans that something is not right about this guy. Yet people looked at that. They looked at, no matter what we showed, the fact that his whole political career, about which we knew almost nothing, what we could show them was that his career was started in the home of a domestic American terrorist, a murderer, who thought that he didn't kill enough Americans. The Marxists that he surrounded himself with. There was nothing about this guy. If people just looked at the facts, there was nothing about this guy that had anything positive. It was purely a cult of personality. And that cult of personality is exactly what we are witnessing right now with Mitt Romney. He has gotten nothing but favorable placement and coverage by the moderate Murdoch media. Day after day, we have seen video clips of Mitt Romney on both sides of the issues, bragging about how pro-abortion he was one year when he's running against Ted Kennedy, and then how pro-life he is the next year. On everything from abortion, gun control, gay marriage. He's been on every side of every issue. But then we are in this place in history where we are suing the federal government for the death knell to our economy, that is Barack Obama and Pelosi's socialist medicine scam. Barack Obama's campaign rests upon this piece of odious legislation. And we, out of all the 300 million Americans, cannot find anyone other than the one person, the one politician, and from all 50 states, the one governor who actually made a plan that was used as the model for the Obama plan. So we've got this guy, and he's telling us that, well, it's different for him, despite the fact that Obama does use that socialist Romney Care plan as his template for the national program. Mitt Romney and his sycophants have told us repeatedly that it's different for him, that he never would have supported it at the federal level, that it's only rightful that the states should implement such a socialist, fundamentally socialist plan, because the states, after all, are the laboratory of democracy. So he's been on the wrong side of every issue, every fundamental issue to the Republican Party platform. And then he's justifying being the inspiration, the author of this socialist monstrosity in Washington, D.C. And we have expressed the fact that he inoculates the Republican Party from this most egregious trespass, that he would have nothing to say before Obama, because he would be exposed for being a hypocrite because he supported all the same issues as Obama, including that Leviathan. What was the crux of Mitt Romney's defense? After months, he has said that he never would support an individual mandate at the federal level, because the mandate is the very crux of this case. The mandate is the fundamental issue upon which this entire case rests whether it will be stricken down by the Supreme Court is the question of constitutionality of that concept, whether a state or the federal government has the right to legislate and make mandatory an insurance product upon its people and criminalizing them if they do not participate. And Mitt Romney has lied repeatedly for the past few months, making excuses for his socialist medicine and why it's different. Proof has surfaced this weekend demonstrating that Mitt Romney lied repeatedly about this. Once again, if this were either Rick Santorum or Newt Gingrich, now they wouldn't have done this because they are not frauds. For the sake of argument, if this were either Santorum or Newt Gingrich, we would have heard nothing but this every 15 minutes on the hour, 7 days a week. Either one of them would be gone, buried. Fox would not let them catch a breath. They would be finished. But what we are seeing here is journalistic malpractice once again by Fox News, and that is exactly what they're doing. This is deception, just like it was and just like they did back in 2008. Mike Huckabee organically took over the whole race. He was winning in Michigan, Florida, Carolina, everywhere. And they went on a scurrilous attack via their placement of Romney sycophant pundits. Round the clock, they lambasted Mike Huckabee for having a bookshelf behind him that looked like a cross. And Drudge, of course, did his thing too. Same Romney pimping, same character assassination as Fox. And that is the sole reason right now why Mike Huckabee has a program on Fox, because they outraged conservatives, the Christian conservatives, to such a degree it was so glaring that they had to do something to pacify. Well, this time we are not going to be pacified. This time we are not going to fall in line because their scam works out. It is not going to be good enough for them to pick a so-called conservative vice president. I don't care if they pick Marco Rubio. I don't care if Romney picks Chris Christie or even Newt Gingrich or Rick Santorum. I hope that they would not accept that if it were offered to them. That will not placate us. They will lose anyway, and we might as well write in a bag of rocks for the presidential nomination. Hey, I like Sarah Palin. I'm grateful that we have her. She's a great pundit. But that was their answer after they totally vilified the conservative candidates, after they fixed the race in 2008 and destroyed it for conservatives, getting the establishment rhino, the one person that the majority could agree that they don't want to have the nomination. They got that one person in John McCain the nomination because they played this game. And they're doing the same thing with Romney. And I am not going to take it anymore. This is for all the marbles. Either Santorum or Newt Gingrich win this nomination or it is all over. This is journalistic malpractice. And this is bullcrap. Thank you for joining me. I'm Scott Ryan.